The good news is you can do this. And I'm going to encourage you, whatever you've been through, my prayers are with you, my thoughts are with you. I'm Dr. Rola, clinical psychologist, and I want to talk to you today about how to build your inner strength. When you go through very difficult life situations and you feel sad about being alone, abandoned, or you feel fear about the future, you're anxious about what you're experiencing right now, or you're ashamed of mistakes you've made, or trauma you've experienced, your family history, whatever that difficult life situation is, and you feel overwhelmed. As difficult as it can be, and as difficult as it is, it actually is a signal to you that you need to focus on building your inner person. I'm going to talk to you about 3 ways to build your inner strength. The first way is by developing self-compassion. You develop self-compassion by being open to your own personal failures. There's a level of acceptance there that you've made some mistakes. And even if it was not your fault and you were abused, there's a level of acceptance that somebody violated you and abused you and took advantage of you. But in spite of those feelings, you respond to that reality with compassion and kindness towards yourself. What you're doing when you develop self-compassion is you're saying, I'm owning my pain, I'm owning my sadness, but I'm also owning the right to have some healing and some support and compassion. You accept that you may have made some mistakes if this is your fault, if this is a personal failing, but you're not overly judgmental to a point where you count yourself out. In essence, you're offering yourself some hope. And that really helps you to manage painful feelings. Whether it's your fault or not that you're in this difficult situation, offering yourself kindness, giving yourself some TLC, tender love and care, is really important. It helps you to better cope with what you're facing. And you feel stronger inside and you're better able to manage painful feelings. Being kind to yourself is important because you're more likely going to seek positive ways to cope with what you're going through. Many people who go through difficult times, who do not show themselves compassion, would engage in very risky and destructive behaviors. They may punish themselves by abusing substances, harming themselves, engaging in behaviors that could get them in more trouble and complicate the situation in which they're in. Developing self-compassion for yourself is one way of saying, I own my pain, but I'm also going to own my journey. I own my pain, I own my suffering, I own my shame. But that ownership leads me in a positive direction of getting support and healing for myself. The second way to build inner strength is by internalizing the comfort that you receive from other people. And this is really important because when you go through challenging times and you've had difficult relationships, it can make you negative and make you feel negative about relationships. I want to encourage you to begin to approach relationships from a positive standpoint, even though you've had some negative experiences. You want to internalize the comfort of others. That means you're going to be looking for people who will give you comfort. You're going to be looking for relationships where people are generous towards you and benevolent towards you. And you're also going to be looking for relationships that make you feel valued and worthy. So on this second way, I want you to start to see yourself as somebody who is worthy of receiving positive connections and attention from others. Even though you've been hurt, even though you've been betrayed, do not allow those experiences to cloud your vision in its entirety. Find a place of hope there and look for those people who are going to give you comfort. And then the other thing related to this point is internalize that comfort. Don't treat it as if, oh God, I can't believe they're doing that, keep it away from you. No, take it in. Because you feel valued and you want to be valued and respected, say, yeah, I deserve that comfort. I deserve that support because I need it and because I want to grow. And when those people are not there, the comfort that you receive from them continues with you even when you're on your own. For example, I like to do things like internalizing positive things people do for me. Like the other day, my neighbor mowed my lawn. So that for me was very comforting. I didn't ask him to do it. I'm waiting for the landscaper to come, and he didn't show up on time, and he mowed my lawn. I said, Rola, I hope you're not upset that I didn't ask you if I mowed your lawn. That was comforting for me. I made sure I internalized that comfort. And I take it beyond that time when he did it. I take it everywhere I go. Don't minimize it. Take it in. Take ownership of it. So that when you are coping with these difficult feelings, you're better able to manage those feelings. The third way to build inner strength is by setting some goals and put energy into making sure you accomplish those goals. And when I say goals, I don't mean it has to be big. Oftentimes, the situation we're facing can be so overwhelming, we don't know where to start. And that's why the most important question you want to ask yourself in setting goals is to say, what can I do right now to help the situation? Say, for example, you've had a history of trauma and abuse by family, and you're overwhelmed by it. And maybe you never talk to anyone about it because you're so ashamed. A goal for you may be just going to speak to a therapist about it in the safety of a therapy room and break this secrecy, this vow of secrecy you've made. That can be the beginning for you. It could be joining a group where other people have experienced what you have experienced. And this is important because it puts you into the future. It takes you beyond what is going on right now. It builds hope in you. And as you begin to do those things, you begin to feel more competent, more successful. And then you take on another goal. And then you take on another goal. Setting goals is very important because it gives you a sense that there's a future and that you can move, no matter how slowly, away from these painful feelings and live your life, rediscover yourself. Setting goals keeps you in motion and it makes you feel like your life is worth living. So in summary, it is so important that you build that inner man, that you build that inner woman. Give it strength. The same way we pay attention to working out and looking healthy and looking good on the outside, we want to take care of the inner person. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. While you're owning these difficult feelings and difficult experiences, also own the journey of healing and support. Magnify those positive experiences that you have with people and internalize it so that you can cope when times are tough or you're not getting support at that very moment. And set those goals. Understand that your life is worth living and every step you take takes you further away from the intensity of these negative experiences and moves you in the direction of healing and growth. If you like something I said, let me know. There's a subscribe button right under this video. Press it, share this with as many people as possible, and let's keep this conversation going. Thank you so much for listening.